Can I ask you something, and I need you to be honest with yourself? How many times have you walked away from something that hurt you and told yourself you were fine? How many times did you pack up your pain, put a smile on your face, and just keep moving? Because that is what strong women do, right? We push through, we survive, we keep going. But here's what nobody tells you. When you keep moving without healing, you do not leave the pain behind. You carry it with you into the next relationship, into the next job, into the next season of your life. And you wonder why the same things keep happening to you. You wonder why you keep attracting the same kind of people. You wonder why you keep ending up in the same situations with different faces. It is not bad luck, beautiful. It is an unhealed wound speaking louder than your intentions. Today, I want to sit with you and have a real conversation about something most of us were never taught: how to actually heal, not perform healing, not pretend it away, not pray it away without doing the work, but truly heal from the inside out. Because you deserve to move into your next season whole, not carrying the weight of everything that broke you. So let me start by asking you this. What are you carrying right now that you have never truly dealt with? Because most of us have something, a childhood that did not give us what we needed. A parent who was absent or harsh or simply did not know how to love us the way we deserved. A friendship that ended in betrayal. A relationship that left us feeling worthless and small. A marriage that broke apart and took pieces of us with it. A dream that died and we never grieved it properly. A version of ourselves that we lost somewhere along the way and never went back to find. We all have something, and the dangerous thing is not the wound itself. The dangerous thing is pretending the wound is not there. Because wounds that are ignored do not disappear. They go underground. They show up as anger comes out of nowhere. They show up as walls so high that nobody can get close to you. They show up as people-pleasing because somewhere deep down you believe that if you are not useful, you will not be loved. They show up as self-sabotage, right, when things start to go well. Because a part of you does not believe you deserve good things. They show up as anxiety and overthinking and an inability to trust anyone, including yourself. This is what unhealed wounds do. They do not stay quiet. They find a way to speak. And until you address them, they will keep running your life from the background. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking, I do not have time to go back and deal with all of that. I have children to raise, bills to pay, a life to live. And I hear you, but here is the truth. You do not have time not to heal, because everything you are building right now is being built on a foundation. And if that foundation has cracks in it that you have never addressed, everything you build on top of it is at risk. Your relationships, your peace, your mental health, your ability to receive love, your ability to give love freely without strings attached, all of it is affected by what is sitting undealt with underneath. I want to tell you about a woman. She was brilliant. She was beautiful. She was hardworking and full of purpose, but every single relationship she entered ended the same way. She would start well, she would be happy, and then slowly, she would begin to self-destruct. She would push people away before they could leave her. She would start arguments over small things because she was terrified of the silence. She would give too much too soon and then feel resentful when people could not match her level. And for years, she thought she was just unlucky in love. She thought she kept meeting the wrong people. But the truth was something she had never wanted to face. She had never healed from the first person who left her without warning, her father. And every single relationship after that was unconsciously being filtered through that original wound. Every man who did not call back fast enough triggered that little girl who waited by the door for a father who never came. Every friendship that faded reminded her of being abandoned. Every closed door felt like rejection, because rejection was the first language her heart ever learned. And it was not until she stopped running and sat with that and hedged that everything began to change. Not overnight. Healing is never overnight, but slowly, piece by piece, she began to untangle who she actually was from what had been done to her. And that is what I want for you today. I want you to untangle who you are from what happened to you, because what happened to you is not who you are. The betrayal does not define you. The abandonment does not define you. The words spoken over you in anger or cruelty do not define you. The mistakes you made when you were broken do not define you. You are so much more than your history, but you cannot fully step into who you are meant to be while you are still dragging your history behind you like a weight. So how do you actually begin to heal? The first thing I want to say is this: you have to be willing to feel it. I know that sounds simple, but it is actually one of the hardest things you will ever do. Because most of us have spent years becoming experts at not feeling. We stay busy so we do not have to think. We scroll for hours so we do not have to sit with ourselves. We fill every quiet moment with noise because silence means the feelings might catch up with us. But healing begins the moment you stop running and turn around to face what has been chasing you. It begins when you sit down in the quiet and say, I am not okay, and that is okay. It begins when you stop performing strength and give yourself permission to be human. You are allowed to be hurt. You are allowed to grieve what you lost. You are allowed to be angry about what was done to you. Those feelings are not weakness. They're the beginning of your healing. The second thing I want to say is this: healing is not linear, and it is not something you do once. There will be days when you feel like you have made so much progress, and then something happens and it feels like you are right back at the beginning. A song comes on and you are in tears. Someone says something that triggers an old wound, and suddenly you are reacting in ways that surprise even you. That is not you going backwards. That is the healing process working. Every time a layer surfaces, it is an invitation to go a little deeper, to release a little more, to grow a little further. So be patient with yourself on this journey. You did not get wounded overnight, and you will not heal overnight. But every single step forward matters. Even the small ones, even the ones nobody else can see. The third thing I want to say before we go deeper is this: you cannot heal in isolation. Some of us have this idea that healing is a solo journey, that we just need to pray about it and push through on our own. And prayer is powerful and absolutely necessary. But God also gave us community. He gave us counselors. He gave us people who are trained and equipped to walk with us through the deep places. There is no shame in asking for help. There is no shame in sitting across from a therapist and saying, I need someone to help me carry this. That is not a lack of faith. That is wisdom. Real strength is knowing when you need support and being brave enough to ask for it, because some wounds are too heavy to carry alone. And God never intended for you to. Now, I want to talk about something that most people skip over when they talk about healing, and that is forgiveness. Not for the person who hurt you, but for yourself. Because so many of us are walking around carrying guilt and shame about things we did when we were broken, decisions we made from a wounded place, relationships we stayed in too long because we did not believe we deserved better, times we lashed out and hurt people because our own pain was overflowing. We have never forgiven ourselves for any of it, and that unforgiveness becomes another layer of the wound. So today, I want to give you permission to forgive yourself. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time, and now you know better. And knowing better means you can do better, but you cannot move forward while you're still punishing yourself for the past. Let it go. Not because it did not matter, but because you matter too much to stay chained to it. Now let us talk about the other kind of forgiveness, the kind that feels impossible. Forgiving the person who hurt you. And I want to be very clear about something before I go any further. Forgiveness does not mean what they did was okay. It was not okay. Forgiveness does not mean you have to let that person back into your life. You do not. Forgiveness does not mean you forget what happened or pretend it never took place. It happened and it was real, but forgiveness means you make a decision to stop letting that person live rent-free in your heart. It means you stop allowing their actions to continue to poison your present. Because here's the thing about unforgiveness that nobody tells you. It does not hurt the person who wounded you. They have moved on. They are living their life. They may not even know or care about the damage they caused, but you are still here, replaying the moments, rehearsing the arguments, carrying the anger like a bag of rocks everywhere you go. And all of that weight is slowing you down. It is stealing your energy. It is blocking your peace. It is keeping you connected to something that ended a long time ago. Forgiveness is not a gift you give to the person who hurt you. It is a gift you give to yourself. It is you saying, I refuse to let what you did to me determine the rest of my life. It is you choosing your future over your past. And that is one of the most powerful decisions a woman can ever make. So today, I want to ask you, who do you need to forgive? Not for their sake, but for yours, because your healing is waiting on the other side of that forgiveness. And you deserve to be free. Now I want to shift and talk about something that is deeply connected to healing, and that is your identity. Because one of the most devastating things that wounds do is they distort the way you see yourself. When someone abandons you, the wound whispers you are not worth staying for. When someone betrays you, the wound whispers you are too trusting and too naive. When someone abuses you, the wound whispers, you deserve this. When you fail, the wound whispers, you are a failure. And over time, if those whispers go unchallenged, they become the voice you believe is your own. You start to introduce yourself to the world through the language of your wounds. I am too sensitive. I am too much. I am not smart enough. I am unlovable. I am damaged. And you live your whole life inside those labels without ever stopping to ask where they actually came from. They did not come from God. God says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. God says you are chosen and dearly loved. God says you are more than a conqueror. God says nothing can separate you from His love. But the wounds have been speaking so loudly and for so long that the voice of God feels distant and hard to believe. And that is why healing is so deeply spiritual. Because true healing is not just about processing emotions. It is about reclaiming the truth of who God says you are. It is about dismantling every lie the enemy has used your pain to plant inside of you. It is about looking in the mirror and seeing not what happened to you, but who God created you to be. And that is a process. It takes time and intention, and sometimes it takes someone walking alongside you to help you see what you cannot see on your own. But it is possible. I have seen women come out of the most devastating seasons completely transformed. Not because the pain disappeared, but because they chose to do the work. They chose to face what was hard. They chose to feel what they had been running from. They chose to forgive what felt unforgivable. And on the other side of all of that choosing, they found something beautiful. They found themselves, the real version, the version that existed before the wounds. The version that God always intended, and that is what is waiting for you on the other side of your healing journey. The truest and most beautiful version of yourself. Do not give up on her. She is worth fighting for. She's worth doing the work for. She is worth every uncomfortable and painful moment of the process. Because she is you, and you are so worth it. And I want to say something to the woman who feels like too much time has passed. The one who is thinking it is too late for me to heal now. Too much has happened. Too many years have gone by. Too many layers have built up. I want to look you in the eye and tell you that it is never too late. Healing does not have an expiry date. Your past does not disqualify you from wholeness. And the fact that you are still here, still watching, still searching means something inside of you has not given up. That is not an accident. That is God. He is the one who led you to this moment because He sees what you cannot see yet. He sees the woman you are about to become on the other side of this. He sees the lives you're going to touch because of what you walked through. He sees the testimony that is being born out of your pain right now. And he is saying to you today, I have not forgotten you. Your story is not over. Your best chapters are still ahead, but they require a healed version of you to step into them. Not a perfect version. Perfection is not the goal. Wholeness is. A woman who knows her wounds and has done the work to address them. A woman who can sit with discomfort without running from it. A woman who can receive love without sabotaging it. A woman who can set boundaries without guilt. A woman who can fail without falling apart. A woman who knows exactly who she is, even when the world tries to tell her otherwise. That is the woman healing produces, and she is absolutely unstoppable. I also want to speak to the woman who has been using her wounds as armor, the one who decided a long time ago that she would never let anyone close enough to hurt her again, so she built walls, high ones, and she has been living behind them ever since, calling it strength, calling it independence, calling it not needing anyone, but deep down, she is lonely. Deep down, she is longing for real connection. Deep down, she wants to be truly known and truly loved, but she does not know how to let anyone in without feeling terrified. Beautiful. Walls keep out the pain, but they also keep out the love. They keep out the community. I keep out the healing relationships that God wants to bring into your life. You are not designed to do life alone behind walls. You were designed for connection, for love, for belonging. And healing is what makes it safe to come out from behind those walls. Not because people will never hurt you again. They might, but because you will know that you can survive it, and more than survive. You can heal. You have done it before, and you can't do it again. So let the walls come down, not all at once, brick by brick if you need to, but let them come down. I want to close today by talking about what life looks like on the other side of healing, because I think sometimes we are so focused on the pain of the process that we forget what we are actually working toward. On the other side of healing, you wake up and your first thought is not dread. It is not that familiar heaviness that has been sitting on your chest for years. It is peace, a quiet, settled peace that does not depend on your circumstances being perfect. On the other side of healing, you can sit in a room full of people and not feel like you have to perform. You can simply be yourself and know that is more than enough. On the other side of healing, you can receive love without waiting for it to be taken away. You can trust again, not blindly, but wisely, with boundaries and discernment, and the confidence that comes from knowing your own worth. On the other side of healing, you stop attracting the same situations over and over again because the wound that was drawing them in has been addressed. And now you carry yourself differently. You speak differently. You choose differently because you see yourself differently. On the other side of healing, your relationship with God deepens in ways you never expected. You begin to experience Him as He actually is: loving, present, safe, faithful, good. And that changes everything. On the other side of healing, you become a woman who is not just surviving her life, but truly living it with intention and joy and the kind of freedom that makes people stop and ask what is different about her. And the answer is simple. She did the work. She chose herself. She chose healing over comfort. And now she walks differently, stands differently, loves differently, lives differently. That is what is waiting for you, beautiful. So today I want to leave you with this. Make a decision, not a wish, not a hope, not a someday. A firm, settled, I am done carrying this decision. Decide that you are going to do the work. Decide that you are going to forgive, not because it is easy, but because you deserve to be free. Decide that you are going to believe what God says about you more than what your wounds have told you. And then take one step, just one. Because every journey of healing begins with a single decision to stop staying stuck. I believe in you, beautiful. I believe in the woman you are becoming. And most importantly, God believes in you. He always has. He always will. Now go and do the work. You are so worth it. Thank you so much for watching today. Share this with a woman who needs to hear it and drop the word healing in the comments. I love you and I will see you next time.